Whether it's a fire in Costa Rica, senior citizens in Cape Verde, or refugee camps in Croatia, the Red Cross and Red Crescent is there to help. Over 150 national societies and over 125 million members serving the most vulnerable worldwide. It's truly a vast organization. The Red Cross and Red Crescent are living symbols of people's desire to help people, symbols that represent what is noble in the human spirit. The Cape Verde Red Cross has taken up the challenge to provide for the most vulnerable throughout the land. Children from a deprived cross-section of society are taken care of at countrywide creches. Young girls from a precarious background are provided with the skills needed to become fully integrated in society. This unselfish spirit is expressed in many ways. Some devote their working lives to assisting those less fortunate than themselves. Others volunteer their time and energy. Still others donate their money or material goods. Finding and gathering resources as required by a national society, be they people, money, goods, or real estate, is what resource development is all about. Successful examples of resource development practiced by national societies today include collections and the sale of Christmas cards. Lotteries run by a number of national societies, including the Cape Verde Red Cross, have proved to be sure winners. Branches of the Zimbabwe Red Cross manage revenue-generating projects such as a bakery, cattle fattening, and piggeries. And then there is the Bahamas Red Cross fundraising ball. It is vital to ensure that potential donors have full confidence in their national society.
You need to have a straightforward, non-complicated budget of all the programs you deliver to the community. You need to have your accounts audited and made available to interested parties so they can see that the money raised from such a function will be used to finance your programs and services or assist in financing your programs and services. But the key to raising funds in a community is accountability.
To be efficient, any organization needs clearly defined goals and strategies. Planning is the vital first step to effective resource development. Before a donation can be put to good use, a national society needs to have identified the most vulnerable in the society it serves and the programs that will be necessary to help the target group. Then, and only then, can the national society determine the resources needed and how best to obtain them. All resource development activities must be program-driven.
We feel that if you are going to ask for money, if you can show the people exactly what you're going to use the money for and what the net result will be, they'll give to you. But people are very nervous about giving if it's a very iffy situation, a little bit here, a little bit there. But if it's a definite thing, they'll go for it.
La Cruz Roja en su comunidad.
A vitally important part of this mix of activities is that of public relations and marketing. The Red Cross and Red Crescent have gained a special status in the public eye. It is this image that prompts people to support their national society.
The role of PR is nothing more than to communicate effectively to the public, especially to the people who would eventually be giving us support. We have to sell to the public the work that we do, and they must believe that what we do is of good quality.
Close on 90% of all resources funding the work of the Singapore Red Cross comes from fundraising activities. The International Bazar is one of their major events. Other events include a donation draw, appeal letters, a walk-a-jog, and a golf day. Preparations for the Bazar in the hectic week prior to the event keep about 300 people busy. Volunteers and Red Cross staff do everything from pricing articles to planning the layout of the stalls at the Thai Embassy grounds. The organizing committee coordinates all activities and serves as a source of inspiration for those involved. The emphasis of the Bazar is on the international, with countries from all over the world being represented. The opening is marked by the arrival of the First Lady, wife of the Prime Minister of Singapore. About 40 stalls sell everything from traditional wares to exotic dishes. At the 93 event, 1,000 visitors and 90,000 Singapore dollars raised added up to a great success.
Fundraising is the lifeblood of the society. All our services that are maintained depend on the proceeds from the fundraising because we do not get a subsidiary from the government.
The Cape Verde Red Cross offers young girls from a vulnerable cross-section of society the opportunity to take part in extramural activities, so helping them become better integrated in society.
La Croix-Rouge du Cap-Vert a commencé en 1975.
The Cape Verde Red Cross was established in 1975, and since that date we've always looked for a way to have a certain financial independence, so that we can be really independent, as stated in the principles of the Red Cross movement.
Alors, l'État nous a donné la possibilité de faire le Totoloto.
The state gave us a possibility to run Totoloto, and it is the Totoloto that enables us to run certain activities that are very important for us.
Everybody in Cape Verde knows the Red Cross Totoloto, and each week from small villages to the capital Praia, people visit shops, cafes, snack bars and restaurants to try their luck. One of the reasons for the success of the event is the rapidity of the process. A player knows within 1 week whether he has won or not. Jackpot prizes can go as high as 15 million escudos. The activity earns about 90% of the finances needed by the National Society. Sunday morning, and the jury is present to ensure that correct procedures are followed. The lottery earns about 400,000 escudos per week, 52 weeks per year. One of the major fundraising events of the Bahamas Red Cross is the very popular Winter Ball. Behind the success of this event is the hard work of the group of volunteers who make up the Red Cross Ball Committee.
Do everything from the invitation stage straight to the ball stage. The Red Cross is not fully staffed to handle this, and two, you find that we get committee members who have a diversity of interests and they know a lot of people who they can call on to help.
The most important guest on the evening is the Governor-General of the Bahamas. His attendance brings with it the attention of the local press, once again making the public aware of their national society.
Thank you very much. Have a lovely evening.
Besides tickets for the event at $150 Bahamian apiece, there is the raffle held during the ball. In total, this event raises between $50,000 and $70,000.
After the event, the committee would meet, which we plan to do tomorrow, and we would look back at the event and see what amount of success, the measure of success we have achieved, whether there were complaints from patrons coming to the ball, what their concerns were. satisfaction is important. And we look at our cost as opposed to our income, the profits made. And we would use this year's experience in planning next year's ball.
The Fiji Red Cross Week was planned as a week of fun to attract maximum participation and to publicize the National Society. Events included everything from obstacle course races to concerts to awareness activities.
The National Red Cross Week in Fiji was definitely a success this year. It was a success not only in terms of the fundraising, which certainly has brought in far more than we have ever had for our normal national appeals anyway, excluding disaster appeals. But it also generated tremendous publicity about the work of the Society.
To diversify its sources of income, the Costa Rica Red Cross launched televised bingo events in 1987.
La Cruz Roja Costarricense inicia.
The Costa Rica Red Cross started its fundraising activities in 1985 with far-reaching market research and feasibility studies. The purpose of the studies was to determine whether Tico Bingo, a televised bingo show, would be viable or not.
The
public buy numbered bingo cards from Red Cross volunteers at a price of 400 colones. Then they take part by watching the draw on television. The event is well advertised beforehand. Prizes to be won include houses, cars and cash. In 7 years, 26 events have raised in the region of 750 million colones for the National Society. Christmas is a time of giving, and Finns take evident pleasure in sending greetings on Red Cross Christmas cards. In a country of 5 million people, over 2 million such cards are bought every year. However, these are not the only cards sold by the National Society. Other greeting cards and postcards make up a total of close on 4 million sold per year, contributing 6.5 million Finn marks to the work of the National Society. The postcards are produced by the largest manufacturer in Finland. The Red Cross maintains strict control over the design of the postcards and the use of the emblem. The post office has the densest network of offices throughout the country, and 950 post offices in the whole of Finland stock and sell Red Cross cards.
When the product is good, the volume is big, the producer of the cards gets a good return. And also the post office, I believe they are even proud about the results they've gained during the last years, because the sales of the postcards, and especially Finnish Red Cross Christmas cards, have increased rapidly.
The Zimbabwe Red Cross has never stopped looking for ways of increasing and diversifying its revenue-generating activities. A grinding mill, apart from generating vital revenue for the community, supplies a necessary service to the community. It is part of a program labeled Partnership for Provincial Development. Other revenue-generating projects under this program include a cattle fattening project and a piggery. This program, undertaken in conjunction with the Swedish, Danish and Norwegian national societies, encourages branches to develop community-based revenue-generating projects.
Partner districts from the donor societies were supporting their partner provinces within the Zimbabwe Red Cross Society with a view to assisting them to develop income-generating projects whose proceeds would go on to sustain further activities as well as finance community services.
As national societies are different, so are their resource development activities. It is this variety that lies at the heart of the success that is the Red Cross and Red Crescent today.